Welcome back. Today we will be flying from Marseille, Provence towards Strasbourg-Ensheim. We have prepared the flight plan in Little Nav Map. Here is the flight plan. It is a little complicated, but we shall see. So we will take off from Marseille runway 31 left, straight on departure, then right to Salon de Provence, going up towards Étrec. We'll be intercepting a radial from Mende VOR, then direct to Dijon. From Dijon we will turn left towards Pogol and Strasbourg. Now, having a flight plan in Little Nav Map allows you to export it. We can export the flight plan in FMS explain format. So it will go into the output FMS plans of explain, and it just uses a 2 airport ICAO code we register, and the flight plan can be uploaded automatically in the Zibo. So we are here cold and dark, so the first thing to do is to put some fuel. So we go to the payload page. For this flight we will need about 7,000 fuel, so let's put 7,014, leaving the remainder. For the cargo we will use a total payload of 14,100 kilos. Let's go now to the overhead page. We have ground power available, so select battery on, ground power on, emergency lights on, IRS to nav, left, on DC, and align lights illuminate, right IRS to nav, on DC, and align light illuminates, yaw damper set to on. Go to the FMC now, position init Marseille, Lima Foxtrot Mike Lima. Next page, GPS left, insert in the IRS position. Route, Lima Foxtrot Mike Lima to Lima Foxtrot Sierra Tango. And here we have a field for the company route. We just select the name of Little Nav Map, save file, Lima Foxtrot Mike Lima minus Lima Foxtrot Sierra Tango. In the company route field, and we activate the flight plan. See the legs, and we have the full flight plan. And we can complete with Strasbourg VOR. Okay, so the flight plan is selected. Go to the init page. Performance initialization. We have a zero fuel weight of 57.2 tons. Reserve fuel, let's select 3 tons. Cost index 35. And cruising, select 310. execute. Average wind, go to active sky, briefing page. Average wind is 229.31. So 229.31. Current temperature, we can check it here, it's 9 degrees. Celsius. And one limit page, the rated takeoff 1 and assumed air temperature 39. Takeoff page, flaps 5 usually, center gravity 27%, trim 4.75. Departure, we'll use 31 left as departure, no sit, too simple. And one limit takeoff page, we have now the V-speed calculated, V1 138, VR 139er, V2 145. Go to the legs page, and FMC is now ready. Fuel director on, flight director right on. So runway heading is 308. I'll go to 314. Let's check the runway heading. Seems a little bit off. Left is 313, yes, that's correct. 313. Initial altitude 6,000 feet. Heading select. Initial speed 220. On manual. Let's put the TCAS transponder on. And now the radios. Under nav1 VOR, we'll first set Marseille-Provence 108.8. And in the standby, we will use Salon de Provence 115.15. On nav2, we set it also 115.15. And as secondary on the standby frequency of nav2, we can put the Mende VOR on 115.30. Okay, we have the Marseille and Salon de Provence tuned and receiving the signal. Auto brakes on rejected takeoff and select overhead. We can put the electric hydraulic pumps on and start the APU. Fuel pumps on. APU on, light illuminate, start switch 1, 2, 3, 4, release. You have EGT rising. You can put the seatbelt signs on also. Window heat on. Trim air on, packs on. Bleed air on the engine off. collision light on. So the APU is started. Check the current, frequency 396, so 400 Hz, and amperage is 0 as we are not providing any current from the APU yet. To do that we have to put the gen on the APU. APU gen on. And indeed we have some current. With the APU on, we can select APU bleeder on. And we are nearly ready to taxi. Or at least for the pushback. As you can see, it's a little bit raining. In Marseille we have some drops, so we can put the wipers in the intermittent stage. As far as the taxi, check little map also. We are going to 3-1 left, so we'll be pushing back probably nose. I'm wondering. Pushing back nose right, come back via Golf 1-1, left on Golf 1-1, then right on Bravo 7, and all the way cross 3-1 right and holding point 3-1 left. So I wonder if we can go in between. Let's have a look. On the left side, can we go in between? Oh, in fact, there is no pushback required. We can go straight on the left side. Good. Good. So we are ready for starting the engines. Parking brake is set. Remove the chocks. Go to the overhead page. Packs off. Bleeder is on. Duct pressure over 35. Starting engine number 2. We have EGT lights illuminate, fuel flow lights illuminate, and 1% is increasing. 0.5, 0.8, 1. Check N2 rotation 24, fuel run. And EGT increases. And fuel flow should start to increase now. And then 1 increases. EGT peaking and decrease. Start valve closed. And 1 stable. Good start on engine number 2, starting engine number 1. Start selector on the ground. EGT lights on. Fuel flow light on, and 1 is increasing, 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 1, 24% fuel run. EGT is increasing, should peak around 480. 475, and now decreasing, and 1 increases. Start valve closed. Good start on engine number 1. Go to the overhead panel, Gen engine 2 on, Gen engine 2 on, and we have some current. P2E can come on, and the packs can come on. Wing lights on, taxi lights on. Isolation valve auto, lead air on the engine.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
APU off. And that completes the setup for the overhead. Second check. Put interphone on. And all that is good to me. Okay. So we need to turn left. So seatbelt signs are on. Taxi lights are on. We can put the runway turn off lights on. Logo lights on. And leaving the stand with some thrust. Thrust at 30%. And we are turning left. Thrust idle. And turning left all the way to the end. There is the holding point on 3-1 right, but we are using 3-1 left. So thrust at 25. So on the climb, runway heading, we will use heading 313 until Marseille 13.6 DME. So Marseille is 5.6, so it will mean 8 miles on a straight line. A little more thrust. And we turn right here. Thrust at 30. So this is holding pause for 3-1 right. We'll stop here for the permission to cross. Runway 3-1 right. And to do that, we also need to put the strobe lights on. And we have the permission to cross, so straight on to holding point 3-1 left. Ground speed 5 knots. Local QNH in hectopascal is 1000. about 60 feet above the sea level. Thrust idle. Holding point, runway 31 left. On the brakes, and we stop at the holding point. Clocks on. Landing lights on. Starter switch. Ignition switch continuous. And some thrust. Approaching the runway 31 left. Thrust idle. It is a shorter runway than 31 right, so immediate takeoff. Thrust at 40. Align with the runway 312. And we should have some flaps. Presume we haven't seen anything.
80 knots.
Hopefully you can skip the step.
V1, rotate.
Rotate.
Positive rate.
10 degrees pitch. Flaps 2. Pitch for the trim. 10 degrees.
400.
Flaps 1. Gear up.
1000.
Use thrust. Flaps up. And on the, we have to intercept the Salon de Provence 009er. Autopilot on. And Voloc to intercept. Sunlia DME, turning right 009. Flaps up, no light, gear off. Still continue to 315, 015.
1000 to go.
DME or 0.5 from Salon de Provence. We turn left on 357, leveling at 6,000 feet. So we turn left 357 and we will intercept on this heading the Marseille 340. What is this doing? Seems that the autopilot has some degree of liberty today. Has his own mind. So increase the speed to 250 now. Continue left turn to 350 to catch up. So the next waypoint will be Sierra Alpha Uniform Romeo Golf. And we can climb now to flight level 310. Outside temperature 9 degrees C. So probably no anti-ice required. We can see altimeter standard. And intersection will be at 32 nautical miles from Marseille Provence VO1. So in about less than 10 miles. So far so good. Auto brakes can come off. Passing 8,000, flight level 80. Five miles to go on this heading. Off, landing lights, and return off, taxi lights, logo lights, wheel well lights, and seatbelt signs to auto. One nautical mile to the waypoint, 31. At the waypoint we turn left 5 degrees. Should be on 349 track.
Ladies and gentlemen, please continue to observe the fasten seatbelt sign until
so on this heading we should intercept 346 radian.
Throughout your flight. There is a call bell, reading light and fresh air vent in the panel just above your head, and we'd like to remind you that this is a strictly non-smoking flight.
At 82 nautical miles.
Smoke detectors. We invite you to sit back, relax and enjoy your flight with us.
We can now also increase the speed 285. And we don't need the wipers anymore. And got ignition on auto. So, Marianne, Mike, Romeo, Mike, 346 at 82. 346, and we are now at 40, so 40 miles. 40 more miles in this direction. On NAV2, we can also select Mende, VOR 11530. And Dijon will be on 11145. Also in the standby frequency. Now Mende is already tuned. 87 nautical miles. Okay. Looks at the cabin altitude, nicely increasing. The APU leader can come off. Window heater on. It's okay. Mike Romeo Mike, 51 nautical miles. 82, and at 82 the needle should be nearly centered. Next course will be 337. .56 nautical miles. Another 26. Above the clouds coverage. Outside temperature is -3, but no anti-ice required. .62 nautical miles, another 20. And as you can see, the Mende VOR is nearly at 90 degrees with the flight course, mean that after that point we will be flying away from the Mende VOR. Current distance is 78, and we need to intercept the Mende VOR radial 060 at 71. can reduce the climb rate a little to 1500 feet per minute. So our next waypoint will be Kilo Uniform Kilo India Romeo Kikir on the Mike Romeo Mike 346 radial 82 nautical miles. So 73 nautical miles, so 9 miles to go. And at Kukir we turn left on the heading 337 track to intercept Mende radial 060. Mike Romeo Mike 78 nautical miles, 4 miles to go. We turn left on 337. We switch to Mende 060. That's the VOR we need to intercept. That will be a sharp intersection. In fact, we do not track the radial. We will switch to the 019 degrees when the interception occurs, so watch for the needle to come. That will be waypoint Etrek, Echo Tango Romeo Echo Kilo, and it should be on the Mende 060 radial 71 nautical miles. We are 72.5, still decreasing but very slowly. And we are now passing flight level 275 or flight level 310. Nearly there. So after Etrek, we will turn right on the heading 019er. So we can already... the needle is coming, so I'll wait a little. 2 dots. Deviation. Monday 71.9er. One dot deviation.
$1,000 to go.
Okay, turning right, 019er. And we can switch the Dijon 11145. That will be 359. Dijon is already tuned. The next waypoint below will be on the Dijon 359 course 73. So on this heading, we are on heading 019. We can intercept the Dijon 359er. We are cruising at 310 VNAV speed. So Boulogne will be at 73, so we will intercept the course to Dijon at 73 nautical miles. Next VOR of the Dijon, we can already tune is Strasbourg 115.6, also in the standby. As far as the descent is concerned, we will pick on the fixed page. You can put Strasbourg. And we are 3-1, so 3 times, that's let's say 95. Ring is good enough. 73, it's 93, so intersection is foreseen in 20 miles. So at 85 we engage forelock. We'll just be armed, I suppose, at this stage. 3 mile, 1 dot deviation. Engage forelock. I will intercept immediately, that was not a point, but I suppose it's good enough. So it will use a 30 degrees intercept angle. And we are now intercepting the 359 course towards Dijon. And indeed, Strasbourg is already tuned at 180 miles. So we will stop the stream now and resume it when we will be a little bit closer, ready for the arrival. And we are back. We are approaching Dijon. Dijon is now 28 nautical miles on the heading 349 course. We will leave Dijon on the 030 radial, so first go to heading mode, switch the course to 030 and re-engage forelock. Also notice that we will have some descent, a descent ring just after Dijon. So we will initially descend to flight level 100 and prepare the arrival after passing Dijon. The Strasbourg VOR is already tuned and we are currently at 137 miles. Dijon 19 nautical miles. So the waypoint after Dijon is Respo, and that will be on the Dijon 030 radial at 39 nautical miles. After that we will turn right on 056 degrees to Pogol, and Pogol will be on the Strasbourg 078 radial at 36 nautical mile. And then direct to Strasbourg, but that will depend on the arrival we choose. Dijon is now 11 nautical miles. We will shortly be turning right to heading 030, or to follow the 030 radial. We have some tailwind of 35 knots. So the current ground speed is 482. Six miles to Dijon. "36 minutes into the flight. And we pass Dijon, so we turn right. Radial 030. The wind's coming from the left, it'll be a little less. Re-intercepting the 030 radial. I wonder if we will choose a 30 degrees angle. That will be excessive, but yeah. See, we have 2 dots deviation. The need is rapidly coming, so he already has to turn left. So Respo will be at 39 nautical miles from Dijon. We are at 14 for the moment. It's another 25 miles. After that we will turn right on heading 056. We are approaching the ring for the descent. In fact, we could start already to give us some time. So disengage VNAV. And switch to ES speed hold. So speed will be 250. Throttle decreasing. And we descend to the flight level 100. Using the vertical speed mode. 1800 feet per minute. At 39 nautical miles we turn right, so we are currently at 24, so 15 miles to go. 31 nautical miles, 8 miles to go. .35 nautical miles. 4 miles to go. .37. 38, 1 mile. Heading mode 056 and switch to the Strasbourg VOR 115.6, and on this heading we will have to intercept the 78 course towards Strasbourg, currently at 87.5 nautical mile. Let's check for the arrival using little navmap and active sky weather. Can do a quick review of the departure. So fly runway heading, turning right to Salon de Provence, then left towards Curie, and then E-Trek, that's the Mende radial, and then towards Dijon. Dijon, and then Respo, and then right towards Pogol, and then direct to Strasbourg. So, weather at Strasbourg. Is 150 at 5. Overcast. Oh, that promised to be good. QNH 0996. 15. So probably favoring runway 23. Doesn't indicate that. Let's choose the runway 23. Runway 23. Could be an ILS to runway 23. We are coming towards Strasbourg. What we could do is a Strasbourg 020 for 20 miles and then come back. Let's go for the arrival page. ILS 23. Next page, Strasbourg. Then, so we need to fly away. So we are selecting runway 23. Runway 23, so the opposite is runway 05. So from Strasbourg we will need a 30 degrees, so it will be Strasbourg 020 to the left, and we go that for 20 miles. And then turning right and come back. On the approach page we will use flaps 30. Well, there is an ILS Zulu runway 23, so 10955 on a course 226, and the ident is Sierra Tango Zulu. So 58, so in 20 miles we will intercept let's go to heading mode and Vorlock armed on this heading. So the QNH was 0996, so we can pre-tune that. Airport elevation, it's important. Is 502 feet. A 500 feet landing altitude. Passing now flight level 155, seatbelt sign can be on. Auto brakes we can use 3. Can reduce the descent to 1500 feet per minute. And we can set the ILS frequencies 10955 in the standby on both sides. We've got 226. Course. So Strasbourg is now 42 nautical mile, and we are passing flight level 133 for flight level 100, and it looks like we are now intercepting the 078 course towards Strasbourg. Speed is decreasing slightly, 260. We can set 240 as the target speed. 1 dot deviation, we will soon turn right. outside temperature is 1 degree, so probably it's a good idea to put some engine anti-ice on. Wing anti-ice is probably not required. We can continue the descent to 6,000 feet, flight level 060 still. But this time we reduce the descent rate to 1,000 feet per minute. Allow the speed to reduce to 257, 256, 254. We are passing flight level 103, 252. Great. We are meeting the restriction. Passing flight level 100248. Strasbourg 27 nautical miles. Transition level. Check the descent page, forecast. Flight level 70, so 6,000 is an altitude. So we can set the QNH 996. Let's put some terrain information. I don't know if it is hilly or not. There are some hills. The minimum altitude is 3,200. So there are still plenty of runway available. So Strasbourg 20 nautical miles, we can go to heading mode, change course 030, was it? 020. And re-engage Warlock. Passing now, light level 70, lights on, landing light, runway turn off, taxi lights, logo lights, wheel well, ignition switch to continuous.
1,000 to go.
And we are now reaching flight level 6 or altitude 6,000 feet. 15 DME, so the needle is still 2 dot deviation. We are now leveling at 6,000 feet and we can reduce the speed to 230 knots. DME 11.5 nautical miles to Strasbourg, VOR. Let's see if we can see anything below. Nothing. That will be a challenge. So field elevation or airport elevation is 500 feet. So for the first approach fix, we should be at 3,500. See if we have some restriction on the legs page. 3,500. That was correct. Strasbourg 6 nautical miles. Outside temperature is 5 degrees C, so we can switch off the engine anti-ice. Nautical miles to Strasbourg. So we can already reduce the speed to 220 knots. And start descending. Okay, passing over Strasbourg. We should now turn left. Correct. And we can descend. Slow descent. 800 feet per minute is good enough. So the radial from Strasbourg is 020. We need to re-intercept it. Be a little more to the left than 020. 3 nautical miles from Strasbourg, passing 5,800 feet or 3,500 feet. Degrees angle, that's crazy. So we go on this heading for 20 miles and then we come back. So let's see when the heading centers. What is our heading? There is a wind from the left, 10 knots. So there is a 2 degrees correction, 18 degrees. Passing 4,500 for 3,500.
1,000 to go.
So we go on this heading switch to the ILS on nav1 and switch the course to 226. And wait for Strasbourg 20. So ILS is tuned, and that is Sierra Tango Zulu, that is correct. And 226 course towards the runway. DME 8.3. And we are now leveling at 3,000 feet, 3,500 feet. We can reduce the speed to 180 knots. And select flaps 1. Speed 200, flaps 2. And flaps 5. Maintaining 180 knots. 3,500 feet. .5 Strasbourg. So auto throttle can come off. Thrust at 57%. So 20 miles, so we turn right, heading 140. That's the base. And we switch the second ILS on. So it should be a 190 intercept. So 3,500 feet, speed 180 knots. Turning right, heading 190 to intercept ILS runway 23. DME 18.1. So on this heading of 190, we can arm Vorlock to intercept the ILS. still have 0 visibility. It's quite interesting. We are in the soup. Nearly above the cloud ceiling. 15.4. Localizer is not yet active. DME 13.5. Still no sign of the localizer. It's not 12.7 DME. The glide slope is active. No localizer yet. DME 10.5. Gear down. We descend a
1,000
little.
to go. 1,000 to go.
Descending with a glide, and localizer is active. Approach, localizer capture, and reducing the speed to 160.
$2,500.
177, laps 10. Oh, it's raining on top of that. Let's put some wipers. Intermittent. 162, flaps 15. Some thrust is required. Reducing a little. 162. Yeah. 1,300 feet AGL. Reducing 150. Flaps 25. And flaps 30.
1,000.
1,000 feet to go. Still no visibility. Very interesting challenge. .700 feet. And now we have the runway. Autopilot off. Continuing descent. Continue the descent. A little to the right.
500.
Speed 150.
400. 300.
We are a little bit high.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Ease on the throttle. Better! Don't believe that. I cannot believe that. Reverses.
$80 knots.
Reverses off. Auto brakes off. Flaps up. Wow. Applause from the jury.
Ryanair. Last year, over 90% of our flights arrived on time. We hope you enjoyed yours, and we look forward to welcoming you on board again soon. Ryanair. Low fares, made simple.
Manual braking and exiting to the right.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're
20
all
knots,
welcome to this airport.
12
For your own
knots.
comfort and safety, please remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened until the aircraft has come to complete stop and the captain has switched off the fan.
Landing lights off.
Please refrain from smoking until
Ignition.
you have reached the designated smoking area, which is well outside
Continuous
the terminal
off.
building.
Strobe
On behalf of
lights
the crew on
off.
board today, we'd like to thank you for choosing to fly with us, and we wish you a safe onward journey.
You starting. Lights. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, that was some approach. Terrain off. Oh, 1 hour 30 minutes. That is a long flight. Long stream. Flight time was 1 hour 14. Okay. On the next, to the left. What do we have here on the left? It's maintenance probably. Thrust idle. Turning left. Okay, we can stop here. This stand. Then we'll do a very quick replay on the arrival. It was a butter. You don't see that every time. So stop here. Parking brake set. APU gen on, and we can select engines off. Oops. Runway there. Below. Two white, two red. Now 3 white, 1 red. We are a little high, correcting. 2 white, 2 red. And reducing. Ooh, on the center line. Fantastic. Well, see you in another fight. Bye bye.